and welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2: The Sith Lords. And we're still in the Ebon Hawk. We have chatted up our new robot friends. Now let's speak with our animal friends. Anha.
I thought I smelled your stench. Speak, human, and leave me be.
You will speak to me with respect, or I will break you and toss you off the ship.
I will do as you ask.
Why are you pacing so much?
Because this ship stinks of metal. It stinks of a cage. If I stay in one place, the red behind my eyes grows to blood.
Then I had other questions for you, pacing beast.
I care nothing for your questions and have little patience for answers.
Nevertheless, you will hear them, answer them, or else.
And speak them, and leave me be.
So I heard you hunt humans specifically.
There are things among our people we call a life debt. It is a gift, a reciprocal recognition that one spares on your life. When humans came to my world, they showed that such depths are viewed with contempt, or sacrifice our honor fell prey to the humans. And that is why I hunt your kind.
Explain more. How do you hunt us?
To defeat them, one must know their ways, use their weapons, kill them with bowcaster, blasters. No ally of mine in the colony. As my people were fallen with shackles, their bodies racked with electricity and pain, so must humans feel the same countless times over. No human must survive. Those who do not were taught what life debts truly are, and why they will pay the price for my people.
Very brutal. Alright. But still, you serve me as a slave should. Know your place.
I respect your strength and my place is with you, and as you walk the Shadowlands, but I do not serve you. Know that I watch you, shadow your movement through the dark places of the galaxy. My reasons are my own, but know that I shall one day show you what hatred is and what life is.
The debt you mentioned. What are you talking about exactly?
It's not for you to know, or for me to share.
So one day you'll try to kill me like Mira then?
No, one day you will die as Mira did. It is different. I shall be there at the moment where your life dies. I will watch it go out of your body, fleeing for somewhere else.
Well, as long as you obey me, I couldn't care less what you think.
I believe you are correct, human, and so wrong at the same time. It is enough, I think. You have taken me prisoner, but you will not own me. I see the slaves you have gathered around you. You are as much a slave as the tribes of Zerka, but the price of slavery is misery. Do not think we are different, you and I. You are as much a monster and exile as I am. We both walk in the Shadowlands to prove ourselves great.
So why exactly did you kill the other one known as Mira?
Because I was stronger and she was prey. There is no other reason. She was weak. Weak behind the eyes and in her spirit.
And what weakness made you kill her?
By other hunters. It is said that she spared my life. There's no truth in such words. She spared my life as an insult to break my spirit. She held my life in her hands when she cast it away.
If Mira spared your life, it was likely to humiliate you before the others rather than mercy. Yes, that's the manipulation.
I do not think you understand, human, but what she did is an insult, yes.
So, you had nothing to prove then? No, I'll play this beast.
There are many who believe that she was a better hunter than I, but there's no truth in such. In the end, to hunt and not to kill, that is what you call to bring death to you in the Shadowlands.
And you were angry at her weakness. Oh, so rightfully so.
My anger! It is close to the words you speak, yes, but it is not all.
Alright, other questions for you then.
Speak and leave me be!
So, there's a lot to ask, Hanha. Oh, this is rich. Let's do this. Hanha, do you know what love is?
Baby, don't hurt me. I mean mating. If you want to mate, you fight her beside her and against her. Break her against the Shirari clear.
Against the what?
Here is a primal strength of my people. The rage that comes from within us. If there's one you desire, first you attack her. Show her your strength. Show her that she will submit to you. Bare your fangs, break wood, bring her a kill. Then she will bear you strong children for the tribe.
I'll try to bare my fangs then and break wood and see what happens.
Perhaps humans will succeed, but I don't think the woods will break you.
Alright, fun questions over. Before you mentioned the Shadowlands, what do you mean exactly by that? Is that a place?
The Shadowland is a place where we now walk. It cannot be touched, only felt and heard around you.
My growl becomes a little bit less because, you know, my throat.
It is the black that surrounds us and circles all planets. You know the Shadowfell well. All who were cast out, all who were exiled walked the Shadowlands. It is not until the tribe of Zerka took me from my homeland that I realized the Shadowlands extend forever.
What do you mean exactly, Speak Beast?
This ship, this planet, these people, they are all life within the Shadowland, a place of darkness. It is my place to be here.
And why do you call it the Shadowlands exactly?
Because it's its name, human. Every one of my people see it, and when they open their eyes for the first time and stare into the depths of my planet. And though they did not always know it, they saw it whenever they stared into the darkness of the sky. They simply did not see the predator, instead dreamed of places where they lived forever as light.
Alright, enough talking with her. My throat is getting tired. Hey, more dark side points. Let us actually have a talk with well... Actually, let's have a talk with Beardur. Maybe we can make our lightsaber.
Yes, General?
Do I have all the lightsaber parts I need yet?
Let me see what you have. No, you're still missing a lens.
Oh, okay.
Something else I can help you with?
Alright, goodbye. I thought we had everything. We still need a lens then, okay. So, let us go over and have a chat with Greya for the last bit of talking before we leave this place.
Have you come with questions?
I need some more answers.
Then ask, and I will do my best to answer.
Can you explain to me why you felt we need to bring the psychotic Wookiee aboard?
The beast is a lesson in strength. Learn that lesson, then you will understand.
What do you mean exactly?
The beast's strength is prodigious, and you can learn much from it, or draw upon it. His life can be a beacon in the dark places of the galaxy where there is no life.
And how am I supposed to learn this lesson then? Listen to his rambling about the Shadowlands and such primitive nonsense?
Speak with him, discern his nature. Perhaps then it will become clear.
Right, I'll humor him then. Other questions?
Ask, and I will answer.
So, what haven't we asked yet of Greya? Have we heard of Viz's master? Let's ask.
He, if he can truly be called a man any longer, is one of the Dark Lords that pursues you. I do not think he knows what you are. Not yet. He spared the Miraluka, and that may have been the last shred of feeling that exists within him. Keep his slave close to you. I suspect there was a reason he spared her, and perhaps a reason that she survived when the rest of her people and the Jedi did not.
I think we've asked this before. I might have to look this back up, but let's ask about this. I think we did not miss this. He is no longer a man. Explain that.
One cannot have power of that magnitude that her master possesses and still think and perceive the universe as we do, as most of us do. I had hoped that you would not have to confront him, but her presence here has changed all that. You will have to meet him in battle. You must be prepared to sacrifice the blinded one. Perhaps her death will buy you the time you need to deal with her master.
If that is what must be done for victory, then I will do so.
Then you have a chance. Without her death, I do not know if he can be stopped.
How exactly did he destroy her homeworld?
It is a technique that is almost as old as the Sith themselves. It is a means of severing connections between life, the Force, and feeding upon the death it causes. It cannot be taught. It can only be gained through instinct, through experiencing its effects firsthand.
And how did he use it to kill an entire planet?
Yes, and he fed upon its destruction. It will sustain him for a time.
I don't understand how he hasn't conquered the galaxy if he has that type of power.
Because it is not something that can ever truly be controlled, and it leaves nothing to conquer in its wake. And it rules him, not the other way around. It has its own will, its own instincts.
How can anyone wield that type of power, then?
Power? Do you think so? You would be wrong. There is no strength in the hunger he possesses, and the will behind his power is a primal thing. And it devours him as he devours others. His mere presence kills all around him, slowly feeding him. He is already dead. It is simply a question of how many he kills before he falls.
Death by attrition, then. Still, such power is difficult to believe.
Nothing is impossible with the Force. It is an energy that flows through all living things. And like energy, it may be harnessed, channeled, and consumed at times. It may even be a substance that can burn and ignite. Do not think of his power as one would a weapon, or one of your warships of the Republic. It is terrible, but it is still a subtle thing. The sect of assassins that chase you feed on the Force. What he does is simply the pinnacle of what they could achieve in time. And that is why they and their techniques must be wiped out. No one again must experience and learn what her master did.
How are they able to drain the Force?
As much as one may use the Force to bolster the wills and strengths of others, the reverse is possible, though not often used. Instead of sending one's will through connections in the Force, instead such connections are drawn upon, fed upon, and drained completely.
And all life is touched by the Force, so...
Then you understand how terrible such a power is, and why it must be ended. It is an empty road to the dark side, and by traveling it, the price is death before one's time. He is a breach in the Force, capable of consuming the lives of those around him. Sometimes the touch is slow, as it is with his crew.
So does he feed only on Force sensitives?
It is not something he can direct or focus, much like hunger itself. He is more of a hole in the Force than a living thing. Force sensitives and worlds rich in the Force draw him. The Miraluka world was one such place. That is why where the Jedi gather, Jedi will die. He will feel it, unless they mask their presence. But KotOR called out as a beacon to him, and he could not resist it. And he cares nothing for the Sith, or its teachings, or the Jedi. And when the Jedi are dead, he will feed on the galaxy, the Republic, and eventually consume the Sith as well. There is no future in the empty galaxy he sees, and that is why he must be stopped. The breach must be sealed before his power grows beyond what even we can hope to stop.
So a sentient black hole of life. Yes, that is quite a threat to everything. Other questions?
Ask.
So what haven't we pried out of her yet? So we have asked about Master, we've asked about whether she's Jedi or Sith. This is an interesting one. If the Council cast you out before, as you mentioned, why did Atrus or any of the other Jedi Masters not mention you?
Ignorance. And perhaps they do not remember or care. It is of no consequence to me or to them.
You're lying.
Am I? Then perhaps you should know. There are techniques in the Force where one can cloud the memory of others, make their presence so small as to be unnoticed. And on the worlds where we have encountered these Jedi, there is much life and death where sensing such things is difficult. As I said, it is of no consequence to me or to them.
So you do hide yourself from self. Do you use that technique on me sometimes?
No, but if I did, you would never know. So my words only carry as much worth as you believe them to. But perhaps you will understand this, that perhaps it is important to me that you see me and my actions uncloaked. It is important that your judgments, whether be good or bad, stem from seeing me as I truly am.
So I don't know if we should believe that. Because, well, we have been noticing in cutscenes Kreia being present, yet somehow her actions not being acknowledged by the others at all. So she's definitely been using this technique, even around Naudius. I still think you're lying to me and you haven't told me everything.
Then you are learning quickly. Distrust is an effective shield and should be carried always.
Of course, Kreia actually approves of us distrusting her. How nice. Alright, more
Ask,
questions.
and I will answer.
So we asked about that. Let us go this. I have thought more about the destruction of Visa's homeworld after we spoke with after I spoke with the Master.
And?
Let us see. Let's just ask, why do you think her homeworld was destroyed?
Because it was its time? Perhaps you should ask her. It begs many questions. Her people are not prone to violence, war, or hatred, yet their planet is obliterated, scoured from the face of the galaxy, and all that remains is a Sith.
Well, if her people see through the Force, maybe someone wanted to blind them.
The Mandalorians were right to respect you on the field of battle. The Jedi are gone, vanished. Now, an entire planet of Force sensitives wiped clean of life. And now this slice of the galaxy is blind. It is no coincidence. The two events are tied.
Someone wants this sector of the galaxy blind to the Force, so they can move freely or strike without warning.
I fear you are right. And I fear it may prove more than that. War is a hunger, and there are spirits in the galaxy whose hunger is never satisfied. But there is little to be done about it now. Watch the seer carefully. She may reveal more. Ask, and I will answer.
Questions. Yeah, let's fill this episode with some more Kreia teaching stuff. Let's actually go towards maybe some Force-related questions rather than history-related questions. Oh. Well, that's nice.
You have grown strong in the Force. I can feel its mark upon you. Be warned. The highest of mysteries cannot be found by falling to the dark side. It is a quick path, and often a short one. But I sense a disquiet in you, an unrest. Such things will erode your strength.
Alright, so this is new. Maybe because we went to the dark side enough. Right, this seems too hard. People try with... I am anxious for a chance to test my power against something greater.
They sense the trappings of power and decision upon you. Their lives are static, trapped, and they see one who carries no such chains.
Through the Force, my chains are broken. Appropriate. We have more important work to do, though, than waste our time with simple fetching, quest merry, and making people happy.
Ah, then you have learnt nothing. From such small things, from such critical points, the universe and its masses may be moved. That is why you must be careful in all that you do, and in every choice you make. Aiding them gives you strength by taking on their challenges, but weakens them. If that is your choice, then use their dependency, feed upon it, until you have exhausted them. Then leave them. And I would view the ones you travel with much the same way.
I love that lesson. Like, help people out to basically make to face their challenge and make them better. Be a good guy to make yourself better, and then dump them. That is a very wonderful, delicately way of evil. Well done, Kreia. I think we know what Kreia wants with them. But I think we'll go with this one. I do not turn on my allies so swiftly like the Jedi did turn on their own during the wars.
So you may think. But it will be best to strike first. Your allies are allies by circumstance, and they will not hesitate to do the same to you if you continue down your path. Do you know why those we meet display such weakness? As I said, their lives are static, untested. It is only through interaction, through decision and choice, through confrontation, physical or mental, that the Force can grow within you. You have seen it. You have felt it within you as you have traveled with me. The growing anger, the rage, and the power it brings. Yet the power does not build without such struggle. Through small cruelties, greater ones are born.
All right. Well, one more question here I think we can ask. I guess we can't ask about the Force right now. Okay, well, we'll leave it at this then. Nice bit of philosophy. Oh, and we lost some lights. Did we just go fully light side again? No, we didn't. That's good. We did lose some influence with Kreia there. She wants us to think of our allies as disposable. But I think Nardius, I don't know, Nardius does kind of, battle camaraderie and such, so I think he would not turn on his allies all too quickly. So, with those lessons done, I think we'll leave it here for today. And I promise you, next episode, we will get off the ship and travel into the galaxy again. Probably to try and seek out Master KotOR. Because, yeah, we still need to find him. Until that, the next one.